Mr. Speaker, or Madam Speaker, at this time, I'd like to recognize Mr. King from New York, the chairman, the ranking member of Homeland, for 7 minutes.
The gentleman from New York is recognized for, is it 7 minutes? 7 minutes.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Madam Speaker, I rise today in strong opposition to this resolution and in strong support of our troops and their mission. This resolution is wrong in every respect. It is wrong constitutionally. Never before in our history has Congress attempted to control or restrict battlefield decisions. It is wrong as a matter of policy, and it will come back to haunt us for years to come. Madam Speaker, wars must not be waged according to opinion polls or applause beaters. For instance, just look at the Battle of Iwo Jima, an island in the Pacific, where in less than 6 weeks, more than twice as many Americans were killed as have been killed throughout the entire Iraq War. And yet Congress didn't jump in to question the policies of the President. And look at the Korean War. There was no declaration of war. The United States had the overwhelming majority of coalition troops in the field. 36,000 Americans were killed, and another 8,000 were missing. More than 70% of the American people opposed President Truman and his handling of the war. Yet today, President Truman is honored as one of our greatest presidents, and the Korean War is looked upon as a key turning point in our struggle against communism. Madam Speaker, the House is not in order.
The gentleman will suspend. The House is not in order. The gentleman deserves the attention of the full House. You have conversations, take them off the floor. The gentleman may resume.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Iraq cannot be looked upon or looked at in a vacuum. This war in Iraq is an absolutely essential component of the war against Islamic terrorism, which must be fought in many places throughout the world, including right here at home. As a member of Congress who lost almost 150 friends, neighbors, and constituents on September 11, 2001, I have seen firsthand how evil this enemy can be. And Al-Qaeda itself has said that Iraq is a major battleground in this war. Madam Speaker, we cannot allow ourselves to do anything which would undermine our troops, who are the frontline soldiers in this war against Islamic terrorism.
Gentleman will suspend. I'd really like to remind the members that each one has the privilege of addressing the House, but they can't unless they can be heard. So please, let's have silence. If you want to talk, take your conversations off the floor. Gentleman may resume.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I was saying, we cannot allow ourselves to do anything which would undermine our troops or the frontline soldiers in this war against Islamic terrorism. Now, I know that the resolution expresses support for the troops, but talk is cheap and actions have consequences. You cannot support the troops if you're undermining their mission and challenging their commander in the field. And that is what this resolution does. Speaker after speaker in support of the resolution has said that the new policy in Iraq will not work. But General Petraeus, who is the author of this policy and who has just been unanimously confirmed by the Senate, has said this policy can work and that his troops can carry it out. By opposing this new policy, the supporters of the resolution are clearly undermining a new commander in Iraq at such a vital time in the conduct of this war. As the national commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars said earlier this week, quote, when military decisions are second-guessed by opinion polls or overruled by politicians, it is the common soldier and their families who pay the price. The VFW is very concerned with the tone and timing of this debate. We need to send the message to our troops that America wants them to succeed in Iraq by giving the buildup a chance to succeed, close quote. Madam Speaker, what makes this worse is that we know today's resolution is only the first step to prevent General Petraeus and his troops from carrying out their mission. The Democratic leadership has admitted, indeed proudly acknowledged, that it is their goal to impose as many conditions as they can to prevent General Petraeus from getting the troops and the reinforcements he needs to win this war. Madam Speaker, never in our history have the Speaker of the House or the House Appropriations Committee attempted to superimpose their policies on troop training or troop leave and override the Commander-in-Chief and the Commander in the field. Madam Speaker, this is not the time for sunshine soldiers or summertime patriots. It is time for members of this body to show at least a small percentage of the courage shown every day by our troops in Iraq. If you want to cut off the funding for our troops who will be in the line of fire, don't be cute. Don't try to sneak in through the back door. Have the guts to do it directly. Madam Speaker, this debate is not about this president or this Congress or the next election. It is about our survival as a nation and our survival as a civilization. Vote for our troops and against this misguided and dangerous resolution. I yield back the balance of my time.